So this is Final Cut Pro X, and to get you started, every time go to File, drop on the new menu and Library. That's the first thing you should do. Call it whatever you want. I like to put it on the desktop so it's easier to find and easier to delete. After that, repeat again, save it and File again, then New and Project. This will allow you to have your own project and keep everything compartmentalized. Don't use custom settings. So we have three areas here. We have project, the music, and also with our effects there and whatever you have on your iTunes. Plus we have the titles and generators for titles and credits. You can preview with the cursor. So let's get started. Go back into the film section and that arrow there, just click and import your raw materials. So here for Scotland videos, select the first one, scroll all the way down, hold that shift button and click again to highlight all of them. Notice when I do this before importing, I make sure I am not copying to the library. If you're on a MacBook like me, you don't need that extra storage. So now you will have all your videos in your browser. As a quick and simple guide, I like to put all of them into my timeline as I find it much easier to view back, edit, or delete when needed. So the best way to do that is to click on one of them and using the function Command and A to select all, simply drag and drop into your timeline. There are so many effects and transitions and tools that you can use on this program, and it is very powerful. But today we're just getting started. So let's show you first the snap. Having the snap on will magnetically guide it to where the cursor is or the end of the clip, which is very useful. As you can see here, when you drag the end of the clip, you can preview it in the viewer above. It's a very simple and easy way to make your cuts, and it's very useful because you can see the split screen, one where your cursor is and one where the clip is currently as you edit it. Plus, you can jump in for a closer look using the Command and plus key, or zoom out using the Command and minus key. A common function people like to do in action shots is to slow it down. In this case, you want to find the area where you want to begin slowing it down. Very simply, it's currently on the arrow key. Press the B key and it will turn to blade. B for blade, A for arrow. The menu is there for the full list of functions. So you get to the point where you want to begin, simply cut by clicking. Take the snap off, make it slightly easier. So, cut the area that you want to slow down. This is very effective and very easy to do. So, press A again for your arrow key and go to the timer. Drag it down to slow, and I'm going to bring it down to 25% because it's so fantastic. Also, when you slow things down, please change the video quality to optical flow so that your video has its frames playback smoother. It's a very easy and painless process, and as you can see, when you play back, something simple like this does add to the quality of your video. Next up, the Effects browser and Transition browser. Those two icons are on the right hand side. The Transition browser is a great way to stylize between two clips and have a unique transition. There are a lot of options, so experiment and to your style and taste enjoy. All you have to do is drop them in between two clips. If it does not automatically shadow, you have to create your own transition, which may take some of the clip out, but it nevertheless adds another element to your production. Of course, if you don't like it, undo. Command and Z will undo any transitions, effects, or actions that you have regrettably done. There are a lot of functions, and one of the other common tools that we use is editing the video or the audio itself. So up in the inspector on the top right, you can see 4 icons. The second is color, which you may want to add a color scheme to your video, much like Wes Anderson. But of course, if you want to apply this to multiple clips or even your entire film, quite simply hold down Command and C to copy, then select the video clips that you want to apply those effects to, for example, these outdoor shots, and then Option, Command, and V, which will apply any effect to video or audio of the original clip and pass it on to your highlighted clips. So feel free to experiment with the color. Of course, don't like it? Undo it, Command and Z again. With the audio, one of the common tools that a lot of people use will be the audio analysis. When you click this, usually indoor shooting, there will be no problems, but outdoor may ask you to remove some of the noise. This is a very handy tool, but be careful and wear a good set of headphones to make sure you get the best out of your audio quality. So another very popular feature of Final Cut Pro and many other video editors is the titles. So again, titles very easy. Just drop it in the timeline. It will go above the video clip. Anything above the video clip will go to the foreground. Simply double click and you will see the text box on the top right. You can do a lot to change the fonts. There are also kindly some 2D and 3D styles available for you. But you can continue to customize those as well with the size and color and shading. So if that's something you're really into, you can go ahead and experiment with that. And of course, it's not just the font we can mess with. We can also, at the bottom left of the viewer window, click on the transform and move it around. You can also resize it. You can use this transform function to automate it and have the graphics or text doing a lot more movement, which I can show you in a later video. One point to notice on the top left of your screen, you should keep an eye on what your computer is doing. Don't expect every Mac to be rendering your video files instantly, especially large files. They can take time, so be patient. And finally, using the titles section, we can also drop these into the main part of the timeline. This is great for title pages, of course, and end credit scenes. Here is one of the more dramatic and cinematic titles that works great for the beginning of any video project. You can change the length of these title pages, which the graphics will then either speed up or slow down depending if you've shortened or extended it. You can also add a little bit more drama by going to your audio list. There's a lot of music and sound effects. Motions and transitions usually work very well. You can see that this clip is roughly 10 seconds, so I'm gonna go look for a 10-second clip trying to add a cinematic spice to the title clip. So, not that one. Let's see. There's the little puppy we're looking for. So, just drag it down and it'll automatically go below the timeline. It doesn't really take a musical mastermind to fit music to the action. So using your best judgment, I would bring in such a sound like this just as the letterings are coming in to give it that overall dramatic effect. So that should be enough to get you started and making your videos. I hope that wasn't too much. The last step would be, if you have it, and I recommend, go to File and Send to Compressor. This will, as the word says, compress it down to a suitable size and give you more control on the quality of your video. When the screen's loaded up, on the left-hand side, you can see File Sharing Services. Simply drop HD 1080p And on the right, you can edit the name of your video file. It will make the quality of your video much better, and of course by using compressor it will be easier to upload to channels like this one. For a short video like this, it should only take 5 or 10 minutes. When it is finished, it will head on over to the completed section and will be in your movies folder. Thank you for watching this video. If there's any questions that you have or any tools that you would like to learn, please let me know in the comments section below and feel free to subscribe. Until then, bye-bye.